50 years ago, scientists discovered the oceans may be gradually shrinking, leaking into the Earth's mantle. Let's get into that. Welcome to Let's Be Briefed. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Sydney.
Have you heard of this? That we're losing our oceans?
No, I did not know the ocean was leaking.
Yeah. Okay, well, the original article was from Science News magazine and it was published March 10th, 1973. And they found this out by comparing older and newer oceanic rocks. So, like, the oceans are constantly being slowly augmented by water carried up from Earth's interior by volcanic activity. And then it seemed like something was allowing water to seep away, like, into the mantle faster than it was being replaced by the mantle, like, throwing it up with volcanic activity. And, like, seafloor spreading, they thought could be one such process that might be allowing this to occur. Well, so they measured, this is going to be very sciencey, chemistry,
That's
just
okay.
to warn everyone, I don't know. But they measured, there was like a growing rate of change in the ratio of oxygen 18 isotopes to oxygen 16 isotopes that's called cherts, which are pure silica sedimentary rocks formed from material once dissolved in the ocean water. So they were like measuring how much had oxygen 18 and oxygen 16 isotopes, and there was a growing change in that ratio, which told them that somehow water was being like taken away and then pushed back up with more oxygen.
Oh.
So, but they did trace it. I mean, that was again like 50 years ago. So since then, they have traced it to the ocean's leak is in subduction zones. So it's like where tectonic plates collide and the heavier of the two sinks into the mantle, and that's where earthquakes are caused. So 2019 analysis suggests that sea levels have dropped by an average of up to 130 meters over the last 230 million years, which is what, 246 feet over the last 230 million years. So, like, what is that? Maybe 2 feet per million years? So, like, not really anything we should have to worry about. What?
Right.
But they think this is because of Pangaea's breakup creating new subduction zones.
Oh.
So, and molten rock that bubbles up from the mantle as continents drift apart may allow water like back into the ocean. But like since Earth's mantle can hold more water as it cools, the ocean's mass might shrink by 20% every billion years. So what, in 5 billion years we might not have an ocean.
So does it just boil down
there? The what?
The water, like
the water down there?
Yeah, the water that's falling inside the tectonic plates.
Yeah, it's becoming
How does
gas.
it not explode?
It's
gas. Okay. It's gas that gets like dispersed into the rock. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, like the minerals absorb it as a gas form.
Yes, okay. I was like, what is the water doing? Or they're just particles of water, but I guess I forgot that boiled water turns to gas. So
yeah, like all the steam and stuff.
Yeah.
And
this makes sense.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, there's a little bit more that we'll get to later about the water, but the Earth's mantle is estimated to contain 1 to 7% of the present-day ocean mass. So it's like an ocean in its own right, I guess.
Right, but to be clear, it's not literally water.
Right, it's not literally like water with waves between the lower mantle and the upper mantle. It's gas form.
Right, like
because
just
of the heat
the
and pressure.
right, just the like molecules.
Yeah, yeah, water, like H2O molecules. But
Yeah.
it is like water is constantly recycled from the mantle reservoirs, like back up to the oceans and back again through volcanism, which is the regassing and degassing of water.
Oh. I
So it's
think I'm
like,
gonna end up being the voice of the idiot this episode.
no, it's okay. I mean, I kind of like chemistry, but I know it's like neither of us are whatever professionally inclined to chemistry.
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, any
Or
questions you have,
geology.
that's fine. Oh yeah, geology. I wanted to be a geologist so bad in like seventh grade, but that year in science, we took like a geology course, it was like 2 months of the year was just about geology, and I failed that section. So I was like, I guess I cannot be a geologist then, because like I couldn't
Plus,
comprehend the different like types of rock and like what makes it. What are even the types? Igneous?
igneous,
I wanted to say Ignatius, but that's like a saint or something.
sedimentary,
Yeah, I don't know. I could not get it and I
metamorphic.
failed it. That crushed my dreams of being a geologist.
Also, most geologists now are employed by the either mining or oil industries.
Oh,
So it's like
yeah. I wouldn't want
it's
to do
only
that.
fun if it's like
I wanted to be a I guess I'm more so wanted to be an archaeologist, but yeah, what do you really do either for that? Like as an
right,
actual
you're
job.
stuck in like
The desert.
academia.
Yeah, and I don't like outside either, or the sun. So probably
I
good that I
hate
failed.
outside, so I'm gonna be a rock
I just wanted to
scientist.
look at rocks.
Become a gemologist.
Oh yeah, it's a little too late. I guess I could have a rebrand. I don't really
Yeah.
want to do that though anymore. It's fine. That was a long time ago. So this water that's locked up in the mantle, like I said, is like an ocean's amount in itself as like a gas form, and it could influence the grinding of tectonic plates and the formation of volcanoes and like the movement of Earth's elements as well. Because it's such a big amount of like gas.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
and
gas.
yeah, we're just a gassy interior. Yeah, gassy planet. Um, but because the mantle is so deep, scientists can only see what gets ejected from volcanoes to like study this phenomenon. So there's still not a lot of data on it. But there was a study in 2014 that analyzed a diamond that made the 400-kilometer trek from mantle to the surface in like 10 hours, which I did not realize it could be that fast.
How did they know how long it took?
Right. Did they like put a tracker on it that somehow can withstand the mantle's temperatures and pressures? Or what? How did they know it was the same piece?
How did they put it in there? Or did it just come out the top and they're like, this was in the mantle?
I don't know, 'cause they knew it took like 10 hours. So I feel like they put it in there.
They put it in one place and took it out in another place? How did they get it into the mantle?
I don't know. And just threw it into a volcano.
But didn't it come out of the volcano?
I don't know. This is what the study said. It did not tell me the steps. It should tell you the
How?
steps so you can repeat it.
Yeah.
Well, I will have, I don't know. You can look at the study if you want. It'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
linked in the source.
Okay.
But the diamond revealed a tiny bit of a mineral called ringwoodite, which is especially good at holding water in the form of hydroxide ions. So they found like water attached to this, like after it went through the mantle,
Uh-huh.
suggesting that there is water. And it was about 1.5% water by weight, which provided evidence that there is like a water reservoir. And they wanted to see if this mineral traveled down into the lower mantle, so they did heat tests, which showed that the ringwoodite shed its water like after so much heat. So it suggests that this water can't get into the lower mantle, so it gets trapped in the transition zone. And so there's like just a
Oh.
layer of water gases that are trapped between the upper and the lower mantle. And this could influence earthquakes, like the types of earthquakes we see.
Yeah, I'm comprehending.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, that somehow it's just
Yeah.
there.
Because I'm thinking like your question, like you'd have to factor in that there's water now. Or if we had no friction or what.
Oh yeah, if the world didn't have any friction, would the tectonic plates just hit each other back and forth, vibrating constantly, or what? But now there is water in there too, water gas. So are they floating
Are they floating? What do you mean?
on water
The
gas?
plates?
Well, they're
Uh,
floating on the mantle, I guess.
yeah, they're floating on the mantle, and then the mantle drags parts of it down
Well,
into
are
the
they really
subduction zone, and then it hits
floating
water
though?
there.
Because they're just cooled?
Is a what?
It's not really floating if it's like the shell,
Yeah.
right? So
Uh,
not floating.
it's not, yeah, it's not like necessarily, well, but it moves. Like eventually Africa's gonna be split because of the plates,
But new
right?
land form, like, because it's like the heat's in the middle,
Oh,
right? I don't
I
understand
don't
how
know.
the earth works, if we're being honest. But they, like, as they slowly separate, new land forms in between them.
Yeah, that's
And
the
as they,
mantle
like, then it
pushing up
melts.
more.
Yeah, and then it
Yeah,
melts down
right.
in other zones.
Yeah, so that'll lead to water being released more or less
Yeah, is
gases.
it more getting trapped?
More is getting trapped than it's releasing. The parts where the subduction zones is where it's getting trapped. So like where they meet and come down.
Overlap. That's probably good for a rising sea level problem, right?
Yeah, I mean it is taking in more than it's releasing, but like not that much more.
Solution is we just force the tectonic plates over each other more, trap more water, and keep the sea level lower.
I think that would fuck up the rest of the world. Like
What do
our
you
sea levels
mean?
might be good, but the land's not gonna be good.
What could possibly be the consequence?
Yeah, probably not do that. But like this makes me think like do you think we could mine the water there? 'Cause it's like
Oh.
it's not salt water at that point because it becomes the just H2O bonds. Like could we mine pure water from the mantle if we could get that far?
Is it only underwater though, I assume? How do you not mix
Well,
it?
I'm not sure if it's only underwater because like it gets in at the water point, but then it could be more widespread after that.
Oh, like a layer in between to
Yeah,
prove
because there's the
on.
upper and lower mantle that's like across the whole earth, like not just where the oceans are. So it could have a layer trapped of water between those two layers of earth.
But not liquid water.
Right, it's gas.
Gas water. This
Yeah,
is.
but like if we could get there, we could maybe have springs of, we could change it into water again, right?
Well, I
From
think as
gas.
it cooled, like
Yeah,
as it came out, it would like
become pure water.
condense. That's
Yeah.
the word I almost said condensate, but
Oh.
I don't think it would do that. Well, it might just rain in the hole we dig as the gas comes out. It would have to be suctioned.
Right. And then it becomes a well. But we can't dig that far anyway. But like if we could, like would it change? Would everyone have access to clean water? 'Cause I feel like it purifies it itself.
You know what we should do? Dig that deep and put all the plastic in the mantle.
It's gonna fuck up how it sucks up water.
It's also gonna fuck up the gravitation